Hi everybody, it's Claire back with a design team project for ArtStacks, and of course I'm going to be using my new pack called Colourful World that I released in August with ArtStacks. So in this pack you get lots and lots of lovely, bold, bright, colourful images. I'm going to be using two of them in this project today. I'm going to be working in a small white watercolour journal. This is actually one from Dina Wakley Media. You unfortunately can't get hold of these anymore. But I do have quite a lot left on my shelf, so I will continue using them, obviously. I'm just cutting up the images. I'm going to be using two, going to be using them back to back. So this is a really great way to create a double-sided page in your art journal. It's super easy, and using this kit makes it even more easy. So I'm just going to select a couple of images, and luckily these are a similar size. If they weren't, I would have chopped them so that they were fairly similar, and they're going to go back to back like that on a page. Now, if I was to do that at the minute, obviously you wouldn't know it was a journal page that worked together. So to achieve that, I'm just going to cut a couple of inches, maybe 3 inches off the right hand side of my page. I always keep these bits that I cut off because of course you can add that onto another page as an add-on piece, or what's also known as a tip-in. I haven't gessoed my paper. I'm not going to be wanting to do any techniques that would require gesso, so I'm just going to simply go in with some colour. So I'm using gloss from Dina Wakley Media. When these first came out, they were called gloss sprays. You can still get sprays for them. The newer ones tend to come with droppers, but they are just like, they're a bit like an acrylic ink in a sense, but they're a paint. They behave like an ink. You can make them behave like watercolours as well. If you add water to your page, you can kind of get them to spread. So they are lovely and versatile, and if you spray them you can create some really lovely images and patterns with them. But I'm just painting them on, so obviously the paper is going to soak up the gloss really quickly because there is nothing on there to prep the paper. So I'm really liking the effect that I'm getting. Now I'm going in with some bright rainbow colours, of course. The pack Colourful World, as it suggests, is lots of colourful, bold images. And I think I'm quite well known for using bold colours. I know I'm not the only person that loves bold colours, but they are my jam, most definitely. And so using the glosses was a quick way to just get some colour onto my page, and I'm just unscrewing them and using a brush to dip in. I'm letting them bleed into each other as well, and then if I don't want that to happen too much, I'm just giving them a little dry just to stop them bleeding quite so much. So I've just used rainbow colours. I'm pretty sure I've used ruby, tangerine, lemon, lime, sky, magenta and blackberry. I'm giving that a good dry as well using my heat tool before I start to do anything else. So then I've just grabbed the heather gloss spray, and I am just going to spray a little bit of that onto here just to bring a bit of lightness to this page. You can see now I've got that going. It's spraying really nicely. There's a little tip that Megan Quinlan shared a long time ago, and it definitely works, and that is that if you dip the nozzle into water and put the lid on while it's still wet, it generally speaking won't clog. I'm also adding some splatters using fuchsia just to bring a bit more interest on there as well. So then this is going to get a good dry, and then I'm going to go in with some stencils. So this stencil is from Natalie May Scrapbooking. It's called Cool Marks. It's one of my favourites. I do use it quite a lot. And now I'm going in with some black and white. So I'm just wanting to kind of up the contrast on this page, and using black and white is a really easy way to do that. So that's a good starting point for those layers on my page. Then I am adding a bit of stamping. This is just a simple text stamp. I think it's from Stampers Anonymous. I've had it quite a long time. It's definitely a really useful tool to have in your art journaling toolbox. Now I'm going to pop the images onto my page. So I want them to be overlapping the edge of the page back to back, so that they kind of works as a page together. So I've just popped a bit of double-sided tape on that bit I'm sticking on. I'm going to flip over, stick some more double-sided tape. Now I often find that on the watercolour journal the double-sided tape roller will not roll, it just pulls the paper up, which is what I think it did there. So I'm just going to stick that into place. I managed to get it to do it, yeah, nice and slowly. That is my favourite double-sided tape roller. It's a really good one. It is from, it's a Scrapbook Adhesives. It's called an EZ Runner Grand. It's really, really good. And you can get refills for it quite easily. So I'm just adding a quote onto this front page. So in the Colourful World packs that I designed for ArtStacks, there are lots and lots of quotes, lots of words, and little add-on bits and bobs that you can pop onto your page just to finish it off. So I'm just adding this little quote using some Art by Marlene sticky glue. So then I'm just adding a border around the edge using a Stabilo oil pencil. I'm just going to, that just helps to kind of frame the page really and just contain what's going on. I don't always do a border, but sometimes I think it's quite a nice thing to do. So now I'm going on to the page behind. This is going to be like a contrast to all of the colour on the other page, and I'm going to keep this monochromatic in black and white. So I am simply going in with a Dina Wakley small round brush, and I'm just using black acrylic paint, and I'm just going to paint some lines down my page, like some stripes. This is a really quick, effective way to get a background on, particularly if you're doing something that's got the contrast in like this has with the black and white. It's a fun way to get some interest onto your background. And of course you don't have to worry about them being straight and neat and tidy, because that's not the look I'm after here. And then here I've just gone in with a pen and I'm just adding some lines in between my painty lines, and I'm letting those be wibbly wobbly too, because I quite like how that looks. So then I'm just going to add some little black and white hearts onto my page as well, and I'm just simply stapling those on. And I always squash down the back of my staple. Then I'm going to write some words on the back of this page, and the words flow from the quote on the other side. So that's how this page works as a whole. So you've created a double-sided page, but it works as one. Then I also added some white dotty stamping. So I've just drawn with my Posca pen onto my glass mat, then dipping my stamp into it. This is a nice quick hack for getting that paint onto your stamps without having to faff about with a paint and then a water sprayer and watering it down. This is a nice quick way to do it, and I always give my stamp a good clean, although it doesn't look like I do. I promise I do. So that's it. That's this page finished for my September project for ArtStacks using my Colourful World pack, which you can get from my website artjournallove.com. Thanks for watching. I hope you found some inspiration today, and I hope to see you again soon.